I want to talk to you for a moment about why closing percentages matter in the service department. So we know that we're in the automotive industry, working in dealerships that primarily sell maintenance, automotive repairs, and vehicles. Now, what I find very interesting is we talk about closing percentages on the sales floor a lot more than I ever hear them talked about in the service department. But we're all dealing with a certain number of customers and a certain number of things presented to them. We need to be able to gauge the closing percentage of a professional service advisor, just like we do a sales professional. Let's give a few examples. If you had a sales professional greeting every customer that came in, let's say it's 100 customers that came onto your sales floor or lot within a week, and this sales professional only sold 2 vehicles at the end of the week. They've talked to customers, maybe even did test drives, walk-arounds, got information, but only sold 2 out of 100 chances. That's a 2% closing ratio. Would you want that sales professional greeting another 100 customers the following week? The answer is no. Now, let's talk about why we want to monitor the closing percentage with our service advisors. Listen, every customer that comes into our service drive, whether for maintenance, repair, or recall, the technicians are doing a multi-point inspection on these vehicles. So let's just say you have a service advisor that's greeting and writing up an average of 15 repair orders per day. Out of those 15 customers, there's an average of 2 suggestions per vehicle or per repair order. So now you look at it and say the service advisor had 30 opportunities to present options to the customers. Let's say you get through that day and every day that service advisor is only able to sell or have the customer say yes to one of those suggestions. That's just over a 3% closing percentage. Would you want that service advisor greeting the same amount of customers every single day if you knew they were only able to close 3% of the time? The answer is no. So what we need to be monitoring is their closing percentage. And what is a good closing percentage for the store? You can compare it to other service advisors, or maybe you have a seasoned advisor to gauge from. Let's just say a good closing percentage was 15%, 20%, or 25%. The closing percentage matters because you want to know that you're capturing and doing everything you can with every opportunity that comes into the service drive. Would you want somebody on your team who wasn't capturing or taking advantage of every opportunity possible? Well, I have to believe that the answer is no. So stop being offended when we talk about closing percentage in the service drive and start looking at it in a different way. I want you to watch your closing percentage because you want to be one of the best, not just in your department, but across the industry. Remember, focusing on closing percentage not only helps advisors want to be better, but it also helps bring important conversations to light that might be affecting performance. That's why closing percentage matters, and I want to encourage everybody watching this right now, start to focus on what your closing percentage is for your service advisors on the service drive.